Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. What I have for you guys is something new on this channel today. I pretty much want to do movie reviews. For those who do not know, I do watch movies ahead of time, a couple days before they hit the theaters, and pretty much I just want to share with you guys a bunch of spoilers, or pretty much just talk about the whole movie themselves, recommend it, answer a bunch of questions. So before I hop into it, guys, there is going to be a bunch of spoilers in today's video, and don't mind the background video because I just don't know what to put in the background, so I decided why not put Call of Duty. I know it's off topic, but anyways, that's what's in the background, guys. And pretty much I want to cover the movie Thor Ragnarok today, and it's a very hype movie that a lot of people want to see. So I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of spoilers. Heads up, guys, if you guys don't like spoilers, feel free to click away. But pretty much I'm going to be answering a bunch of questions. Is the final Infinity Stone in this movie the Soul Stone itself? Is it inside Thor Ragnarok? And pretty much answer a bunch of other questions as well. Cover a bunch of crazy topic, Easter eggs, and all that fun stuff. So let's hop into it, guys. So at the beginning of the movie, pretty much what happens is that Thor is in the underground. He's in all these chains, and he meets a guy by the name of Surtur, which is the fire demon himself, telling him about how his dreams of Ragnarok being destroyed, or the event destroying Asgard, is true. And pretty much what happens is Thor ends up kicking his ass, taking his head back to Asgard, and pretty much hiding it inside the treasures. And pretty much from there on, what happens next is that he noticed that Heimdall's not there, and that the executioner, the guy with the M16, is at the gates himself, and asks him what happened. And pretty much he tells him that Odin has banished Heimdall from the gates, and pretty much he already knows something is wrong. So as he goes back, he notices that Odin's a little bit weird, and that Odin's actually Loki himself, because you guys know Loki killed Odin back in the older movies, and pretty much he just transforms into Odin to be Odin himself, and just to troll everybody and mess with everybody. And pretty much from there on, he asks him where the dad is, and pretty much they go back to Earth. And from there on, that's where they meet Doctor Strange himself, which shows them that this is where your spirit dad is, because the dad himself is actually dead. So the dad delivers his final message, telling him about how he can no longer protect Asgard, and that how Hela is coming back as well. And that he reveals something really important about how Hela is the firstborn of the very first child of Odin. So which is a very shock to Thor and Loki. I mean, now that they know this information is really shocking. And pretty much what happens is that the dad disappears, and then Hela comes through a portal, and then this is where Thor throws the hammer at Hela, and Hela breaks the hammer, completely destroys the hammer. And from there on, I mean, they go back to Asgard. They somehow try to teleport, and then Hela ends up inside the teleporter with them, because Loki, I don't know why he asked Heimdall to teleport them back. But from there on, what happens next is that Hela kicks them out of the teleporter and ends up landing on Asgard. From there on, she just starts killing all the people, especially like the main guardians that helped Thor fight in the original movie that were on Earth with him. He kills I think the guy with the beard. Like I said, I'll put pictures for all this, guys, but he kills the guy with the beard first, and then she moves on. She kills like the Japanese or the Asian guy next. So from there, she just keeps killing everybody, and then she recruits the executioner, because he's like known as the custodian up there, but as to be like the executioner for her, like she was the executioner for Odin himself. And she shows him all these powers, and she resurrects the dead. She brings back her giant dog, which is like a wolf or something like that. You guys saw in the trailer. It's pretty cool. But from there on, like now Thor and them pretty much land, and Loki both land on a planet known as Sakaar. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced, guys. Don't mark me on my pronunciation for all the words. But pretty much Loki was already there for 2 weeks, and now pretty much Thor landed, and they captured him by an old chick who was also a Valkyrie, which was part of the Asgardians, or pretty much a protector of the Asgardians. But at the time, she didn't really care. So pretty much she captured Thor, and then she took him into the Grandmaster, and they met the Grandmaster. And from there on, he was like, I want to fight your champion. So pretty much they took him to the arena, and pretty much Stan Lee makes an appearance and cuts Thor's hair into like that short hair that you see it as throughout the whole trailers. But from there, he fights Bruce Banner, also known as the Hulk. The Hulk was pretty much one of the funniest characters that you guys will see in this movie himself. And he also meets a little rock guy named Korg, the guy that he smashed in the older movies as well. So that guy's absolutely funny. He just speaks his mind, and it's definitely a really funny character. You guys will love him when you guys watch the movie himself. He just makes the most bizarre jokes out of nowhere, and it'll make you laugh. But pretty much from there on, Thor beats up against, of course, the Hulk himself. The Hulk is actually losing to Thor, and then, of course, the Grandmaster cheats and shocks Thor in the neck, and pretty much the Hulk actually ends up beating him at the end by cheating. But from there on, what happens next is that they are pretty much getting ready to try to escape Sakaar because they want to go back and protect Asgard. And as he gets a vision from Heimdall, pretty much telling him that, hey, I'm trying to protect all the Asgardians. I'm trying to hide these people in this ancient area where our ancestors built. And from there on, what happens next is that they try to escape. So they steal the Grandmaster's jet to escape out of the portal, which is known as Devil's Anus, which is kind of funny as well for a lot of people. But pretty much they somehow managed to convince the Valkyrie chick, Loki, and the big Bruce Banner himself to come with them. And it took him a while because Bruce Banner had to see, I don't know, it was like I want to say Black Widow from the Avengers is Scarlett Johansson, but pretty much he saw her face and pretty much turned back into Bruce Banner, which was something pretty cool himself. And everybody on that ship besides Thor did not, Thor and Loki knew, but the Valkyrie didn't know that Bruce Banner was the Hulk. So they managed to steal the ship and they escaped out of the Sakaar himself and ended up on Asgard. And from there on, they pretty much get to see exactly how Odin was. So Odin is not the kind of person that you guys thought he was. He was never the kind, generous king. He was always the king who wanted to claim the 9 realms. He wanted to kill everybody. He tortured everybody. He had Hela kill everybody. And at that time, you see Hela holding Thor's hammer, which at the time, I guess Thor said, oh, you're worthy of it. Now he gave it to Thor. He gave it to Hela. So back in the day, different people had the hammer themselves in their hand. And pretty much from there on, they fought it out. And I guess Hela pretty much got in a crazy fight with Thor and took out one of Thor's eyes. So Thor's actually missing an eye now. He doesn't have one eye. And pretty much he gets a vision from his dad telling him that the hammer was never actually the actual power and that his power was inside and the hammer was just used to control his power. And from there on, he just pretty much unleashed complete hell on pretty much Hela himself or Hela herself. And from there on, you guys will see like Thor's actual power. So now we're knowing that his power is this strong. We can't wait for the Infinity Wars. It's actually going to be crazy. So from there on, Bruce Banner turns back into the Hulk and he fights against the crazy big wolf himself. Heimdall and a bunch of the soldiers, Korg and them all escape Sakaar and they come to Asgard to help fight off the evil villains, or like not the evil villains, but the evil monsters that Hela brought back from the dead. And then from there on, they notice that they can't beat Hela. So what they do is that pretty much Thor tells Loki to go get the helmet or the crown of Surtur, the fire demon, and pretty much put it in the fire and bring him to Asgard. So as he comes to Asgard, he starts destroying Asgard, which is what they want because Hela's main source of power is inside Asgard. Like as she is on Asgard, the stronger she gets. So as he's destroying Asgard, they managed to escape in the Grandmaster's big gigantic ship that Korg and Loki brought, which is kind of badass, and they managed to go into outer space. And then as they watched the whole entire fight between Hela and Surtur, and pretty much Surtur tries to destroy Asgard, and he actually does. And of course he can't kill Hela because Hela is the mistress of death herself, so he can't kill her, which is pretty badass. And the whole Asgard gets destroyed and it's completely destroyed forever. And pretty much what happens next is that they live on this gigantic ship and they start floating in space. And then Thor himself is crowned as king of Asgard from there on. And they move into space and it ends there. So pretty much the post-credit scene that starts out with is pretty much it comes to the point where they're in space and they run into this gigantic spaceship. From what I've looked up, it is Thanos' spaceship. So to a lot of people, that's going to be kind of strange, but we'll have to see what happens in the Infinity Wars, guys. We won't see another Thor movie because, of course, the Infinity Wars is coming out next year. And pretty much that's it, guys. That's pretty much all there is to this movie. I kind of spoiled a lot of it, so I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And now it's time to answer a couple questions for you guys that I know you guys want to be answered. So, is the final Infinity Stones in this movie? No, it's not in this movie. We do not see an appearance of it. Of course, everybody thinks Heimdall has the stone in his eyes, but I've read something else online. It was pretty interesting, is that the eye patch that Thor wears at the end to cover up his missing eye, that eye itself has the Soul Stone in it. So the whole time, a lot of people say Odin has had the Soul Stone himself. That's why he can see if you are worthy or not. So I read something about that. Not sure if that's true. That's just a theory, guys. But we still haven't seen it. We still have the Black Panther coming up. So maybe is someone gonna make its appearance in there. We don't know yet, guys, but it's definitely gonna be a hype movie, and pretty much a lot of crazy things happen here. What else is pretty much important a lot of people want to know about is that, is Thor's hammer back? Thor's hammer is completely destroyed. He doesn't have a hammer anymore, so he might somehow make another hammer himself, but now he's pretty much figured out how to control the god of thunder, so he can use thunder whenever he wants now without the hammer itself. So that's pretty cool itself, guys. Like I said, this movie is definitely a highly recommended. I would give it like a perfect 10 out of 10. It's that good, guys. A lot of action, a lot of humor, especially like Deadpool. Deadpool was very funny. It's very got that same kind of feeling that when you watch Deadpool, you're like, damn, man, like, it's very funny. Like, the characters in here, the Hulk is very, very different from, we've never seen the Bruce Banner or the Hulk ever be like this. So the Hulk is very free in this movie. He talks, he has fun. Korg, the rock guy, very, very funny, guys. But that's pretty much it, guys. It is a very good movie. Definitely recommend you guys watching it. And if you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to drop a like down below. Subscribe for more. It's something new I want to do. And I will pretty much see you guys in another video. Till next time, peace out.